We went on our last group excursion today before Florence. Our first stop was in Loreto, which is the home of the Basilica Santuario della Santa Casa. There's a lot of reasons that this church is important. The first and foremost being that it houses the home of the Virgin Mary, where the Immaculate Conception happened, and therefore the life of Christ began on earth. There are numerous small little chapels throughout that have all been designed and decorated by different countries or different groups of countries. For instance, like all the Spanish-speaking countries have one, all the German-speaking countries have one, and all the French-speaking countries have one, and so on and so forth. We walked through part of the church while Mass was going on today, which was a very interesting experience. This is a place that a lot of people take pilgrimages to, so it's totally normal for people to just sort of be walking around looking at the art and whatnot while Mass is going on. We went inside the marble casing that holds the House of Mary. A good number of the group had some sort of experience while we were in there. Good or bad, but it definitely was one of the more impactful parts of the trip today. Then, as we drove closer and closer to this cliff, which has been pointed out to us from the moment we drove near it coming from Rome, we realized we were on top of it. And during our break, a group of us decided it would be a wonderful idea to go down to the water. And while that was all fun and dandy, coming back up was not. But we made it. We made it. Then we went to a place called Jenga, which is super mountainous, because we got to visit one of the largest cave systems in Europe today. But not before we could have another fabulous meal. I had wild boar today. It was delicious. The caves themselves were flippin' sweet. I've been in not a lot of caves. I've been in a number of caves, and by far, this was the biggest. The first room was so massive that it did that thing in caves where our perception was all thrown off because you don't have anything to compare it to, and you can't tell how far away things are. And a lot of people were really thrown when one of the stalactites way far against the wall was pointed out to us, and we were told that it was about 7 feet tall. It looked maybe 3 feet, maybe like a yard from where we were. But in my experience, in my head I was thinking, okay, so this is probably taller than it looks, but I was thinking like even 6 feet, maybe. And when it was like 7.5 feet tall, I was just like, I'm done. It was a lot of people. There were quite a few people who had never been in a cave before who had really cool experiences today, and that was fun to watch. Caves are one of the most fascinating natural phenomenons that I've ever witnessed, and today's was no exception. It was just absolutely beautiful. We totally took our time going through it, and every minute was totally worth it.